Do you know how they greet in Japan? Yes, could you stand up? You were bowing down. Can you stand up, please? Yes, one of those girls. Could you stand up? Yeah. Come on, one of the girls. Stand up, bow. Right. Though she's got a longer nose, today she's a flattened nose Japanese, right? So we bow to each other and say, Konnichiwa. Right? How many of you watched a Kung Fu Panda movie? Right? In Kung Fu Panda movie, how do they greet? Could you stand up, ma'am? Right? They do this, right? And when I say Salam Alaikum, what do you say? Lot of prayers in India end with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti thrice. Though they say Konnichiwa in Japan, the easiest form of greeting is Moshi Moshi. What do they say? Come on, all of you. Bend down and say Moshi Moshi. Which also means harmony and peace. Shanti Shanti. This means myself and the gentleman Prem might have a physical fight, but mentally we're great friends. So don't have a fight, have peace. When I say Salam Alaikum, it actually means have peace with God, and all of you will reciprocate by saying you too have peace with God. Right? In India, how do we greet? Vanakkam is Tamil Nadu. Namaste, exactly. Give her a good round of applause. Right? Namaste is a noun. The verb form of Namaste is a beautiful dance composition. Can we all fold our hands? Bend down a little, close your eyes and say Namaskara. I can't hear you. Louder! And in the south they say Namaskaram, right? Which has a phenomenal meaning, which means I see divinity in you and I bow to the divinity in front of me. Now I see divinity in you, don't I have peace in my mind? Right? So, today I have come here to talk about two things. I'm a diplomat and at the same time I'm proud to be a farmer. My name is Sai, not because I'm Sanjifying on one side, because I'm a Vivasai. Right? Thank you. So, as a diplomat, my job was to make sure I represent a country called Republic of Seychelles, and Seychelles as a country doesn't have a viable hospital, and Madras being, Chennai being the tourism hub, medical tourism hub, a lot of patients come here and my job is to take care of them. The phenomenal thing which I have done for them is that I could repatriate, during the time of COVID, 111 Seychelles were taken back to Seychelles, and thanks to Saravanan, Excellency Saravanan, who will be here, who had, their offices has helped me in a big way. So, today I'm going to talk to you a little about my calling, though being a diplomat, how I shifted myself to agriculture. So, can all of you put your hands like this? Come on, come on, and say strong. Can't hear you. Once more, right? Take your finger like this and say think. Put your thumbs up and say positive. I didn't even say what it is. She's saying love. Right? Our country is very phenomenal. You know, we have different gestures for so many things. You ask him, Prem, you know, did you have breakfast? He would say yes. Nowhere in the world this means yes. You give an American a pizza or a burger, he'll say, and you ask him, you like it, he'll say yes or no. But this kind of a gesture is probably because of the culture and civilization we had. It's almost a 10,000-year-old culture, right? And that's why we have relationships which are defined specifically. So the first one is, that girl sitting there, you know, when she was doing a second standard, she saw a butterfly coming out of what? Pupa, right? So this girl was looking at the pupa and she thought the butterfly was suffering. She opened her geometry box, took the blade and slightly cut the pupa, this papa. The butterfly fell down and died. The next day she saw another butterfly coming out and this time she said she will not touch it. She waited for almost about 4 hours and like this Madam Sridevi, she was wearing the same color of dress, and after that, that girl realized one thing, the more pain you have, the more you become. 1947, what happened to our country? We got independence. That's the good part, but the sad part is our country was split into two, India and Pakistan has a beautiful river. It's called the Indus. We are called Indians because we were living the other side of Indus. And during that independence time, the Pakistan had in the west a lot of wheat. And in the east of Pakistan, we had a lot of rice that completely stopped coming to India. Jawaharlal Nehru was Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the Prime Minister then, was completely shattered. He went to China and said, China, please give me some rice. He went to Russia and said, please give me some wheat. Lal Bahadur Shastri in 1968 said, please do not have any food on Mondays. We don't have enough food. A doomsayer from UK came and said, every Indian is going to die like a goat going to a slaughterhouse. That is when a phenomenal scientist, a great inventor, and an amazing man called M.S. Swaminathan came. M.S. Swaminathan is the father of, give them a good round of applause, he's the father of Green Revolution, right? And in the year 1991, we stopped importing food. We had our own food. That's called the food security. In the year 2023, two countries are fighting. One is Russia, the other one is Ukraine. If that gentleman likes pizza, probably the wheat came from Ukraine. If that girl likes burger, probably the wheat came from Ukraine. That stopped to the world. Ukraine being the wheat basin of the world, a lot of countries were in trouble. The rich countries had money, started buying food, but the poor countries like Bangladesh and Sri Lanka were suffering. Do you know which country went and helped them? Can't hear you. India, right? During COVID time, a lot of my grandfathers passed away. The only way we could have saved them is by giving them vaccination. Right? 4 countries invented the vaccine. The first country is America. The second country is India. The fourth country is China. The vaccine never worked. The Americans said, you want my vaccine? Please pay me $7. You look like a rich country? Please pay me $12. But one country gave us all free vaccine, and also to our neighbors, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Seychelles. You know which country? Come on, which country? Aren't you proud that you are from that country? Can we all put our hands up and say, I am an Indian? I am an Indian. I am proud to be an Indian. I am very proud to be an Indian. Come on, all of you together. Thank you for that. Right? Such is the country we are in. And today, we are very strong because we've gone through pain. So the first one is, second one, Prem is an amazing innovator. Okay? He's one of the most intelligent boys in this engineering college, Panimalar Engineering College. In his previous birth, he is from Rajasthan. He had only one problem. What is the problem? Taking bath. Why? Because his mother used to carry 4 pots of water, one for cleaning the house, one for cooking, one for his dirty clothes, and 4th for him to take bath. He had a neighbor. He had a very peculiar hobby. You know what he used to do? He used to take a cycle tire with a small stick, he'll do tapping. Have you seen a lot of children doing? That Prem saw, since he's an intelligent boy, you know what he did? He took a car tire, he put a tube inside, filled with water and started rolling water instead of carrying water. Right? So such is the idea. People spoke about innovation before me. Innovation is very important. For India, frugal innovation is very important. It is not about rockets or it is not about jets, what we require. In agriculture, we require that frugal innovation. There is a coconut tree called the Mangalore tall, and there is another coconut tree called the Pollachi dwarf. We need to mix both and give a coconut which will give you more productivity, at the same time easier to climb and pluck it. Such kind of an innovation, this kind of a bald-headed fellow will not get. Only youngsters like Prem, who's studying in this Panimalar Engineering College, who's very intelligent, you'll get. And that's the reason why I shifted towards agriculture, and my objective was that young children can give in a lot of innovation in our country. 50% of the people in India still are dependent on agriculture. Right? So it's our duty to give them innovation and make sure that they are very, very comfortable. So the first one. Positive, come on. Let's say that girl there wants to become a doctor. When do you go to a doctor? When you're sick, right? When you have fever. But that girl, she being a doctor, she went to all children and all the public and said, hey children, eat a lot of healthy food like brinjal, like lady's finger or drumstick. You don't have to come to me. The positiveness is that this doctor went to all the people and said, be healthy by eating healthy food. Now, this doctor is well-read doctor. The farmer is differently read farmer. Imagine a partnership between this doctor and the farmer. That is positiveness, right? That's exactly what our country needs today. Right? So, what was this? And finally, in my opinion, the best food in the whole world is given by my grandmother. Not because she's a great chef in ITC Grand Chola or any Chola hotels. Because she gives us a lot of love and affection. And that love and affection gives you an acquired taste. If the farmer somewhere deep inside the village doesn't give the food with love and affection, can there be a taste in your food? So your job as youngsters is to make sure that you give that love and affection which the grandmother gives to the farmer also. Only then you will have an acquired taste in your food. Do you all agree? Come on, do you all agree? Right. So I would like to narrate a story. Because I am a diplomat, I thought I'll take a story related to diplomacy. A gentleman by name Charles Plum. He is one of the greatest war heroes in the whole world. And he had a very peculiar talent. He could shoot the opponent aircrafts in a very accurate way. So Vietnam and America were fighting in 1970s. So the American president said, hey, Charles, go hit all their aircrafts. Charles went to Vietnam and he shot 72 aircrafts in 2 days. When he was trying to hit the 73rd one, a missile from down came and hit his right wing and the flight is going to get crashed. He knew it's going to get crashed, so he pulled out a bag, put it on his shoulder and jumped off the airplane and landed safely in the Vietnam soil. What was inside the bag? Parachute, right? So, the Vietnamese caught him. He was in jail for 6 years. After 6 years, diplomats like me and a lot of people from UN fought with the Vietnam government, and in diplomatic way, they could take him back to America. As he was landing, he saw 50,000 people on both sides, all of them saying, hey, Charles Plum, you're the greatest war hero in the whole world. This man was a naive man. That day, he suddenly started getting ego. He threw his plate at home saying that, what kind of a breakfast are you giving me? And one day, we were sitting in a coffee shop. A gentleman by name Peter came and looked at him right in his eye, and said, hey, aren't you Charles Plum? Yeah, I am the famous Charles Plum. You must have seen my photograph in the newspaper, right? No. You must have definitely seen my interview on the television. No. Then how do you know me, man? Every time you fly, I put a bag in your aeroplane. And in the bag, I made sure a parachute is kept, and I tested not once or twice, but thrice to make sure you're alive all the time. That peters me. That ego which he had suddenly dropped. All these gentlemen who are sitting in the front row, Karnakaran, who's a photographer, might not be in the photograph. There's a lady there who cleans all our bathrooms. We should say thank you to them. That empathy, sir was talking about empathy. That empathy is what is required currently. And the only way for you to get that empathy is to learn about agriculture and kind of imbibe yourself by getting empathy and resilience in our country. Right? So, before I leave, I thought I'll share as to what is organic farming. I think most of you would have seen this. Right? What is inside this? Rice. It's useful for us, right? The bottom is called hay. It's a waste for us, but who eats it? Cow. Beautiful, right? What is the waste for us is food for somebody. The cows eat this and give what? That is for the kannakutti or the calf. What else it gives? It's called cow dung, right? Madam there loves gulab jamun. For somebody, this cow dung is like gulab jamun. Do you know who? The earthworms. Ma'am, thank you. The earthworms love to eat the cow dung like gulab jamun. And their waste is called worm and compost. Vermicompost. Vermicompost is the cheapest natural fertilizer available in India. We put it back into the field and there are small eggs, and all these eggs will hatch into earthworms, and their only job in the whole world is to dig holes. As they dig holes, the soil becomes loose. When the soil becomes loose, the roots can penetrate faster. When the roots can penetrate faster, you'll have more rice. So, life is a beautiful cycle. For you to understand better, at the age of 16, I went to my mother and said, my father is a hero. At the age of 22, I go to the same mother and said, Amma, I don't know how you tolerate him. At the age of 28, Amma, you're so beautiful. How did you marry this fellow? At the age of 32, I go to the same mother, I have a son, and say, ma'am, Amma, what a great soul you are. How did you manage? My father, I don't know how he managed. Today I am 59 years old. 10 days ago, I went to my mother and said, my father is a hero. Life is a beautiful. Organic farming is a beautiful. We don't need anything outside. I need 2 cows and 4 acres, and I am the happiest man in the world. I am a diplomat. I am an entrepreneur. I am farmer. I am becoming a farmer. And I had been a professor. My calling has been so many other things. But my ikigai has been to be with young children like you and to be with Mother Nature. And God has been so kind that He gave me both. Right? So I want you to take up something which is near to the nature. At the same time, you feel that you are very compassionate, and more important is that you children, we don't belong to the joint families anymore. It is important to understand that empathy, like sir had said. So in Tamil Nadu, how do they greet? Vanakkam. In Vanakkam, there is a letter called ik, right? All of you agree? But the sound is more like ak. Ak is a aidhelthu, right? How many dots are there? Can you show? Cameraman, can you take a picture of that, please? There, sir. 2 down and 1 on. In my opinion, it means the 2 eyes of mine is looking at the divine eye of yours, and I'm bowing to the divinity. Right? So, vanakkam to all of you. And before I leave, I would like to narrate this beautiful quote of Helen Keller. She said, the most beautiful things in the world are not seen by mere eyes but felt from. Look at the world from your heart. And I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for these organizers, Madam there, for giving me this opportunity. And of course, Anuradha Madam, God bless you all. And vanakkam to all of you. Moshi Moshi.